So you want to grow your business and get more clients fast, but you don't have a lot of extra cash flow laying around and don't want to harass your friends and family with cheesy sales pitches. I'm Kevin Mangum, and welcome to the Know, Evolve, Proceed podcast. Here we help coaches, freelancers, and business owners like you know your potential, evolve past procrastination and imposter syndrome, and proceed with confidence towards success. Each week, you'll hear from top entrepreneurs who faced it all and are now thriving. Welcome to our show. Okay. All right. Hey, everyone. Kevin Mangum here. Welcome to the Know, Evolve, Proceed podcast. I'm here with my special guest, Joan Haney. How are you, Joan?
I'm doing awesome, Kevin. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming out. We've been wanting to do this for a while, and I really appreciate you being here. So I want to really share what you do with our audience. You know, we've talked about it, but there are some things that I think will really impact and help a lot of people. So if you could, I just want to know a little bit about what you do and what with your business and your coaching, if you don't mind sharing with us.
Sure, awesome. I'd be glad to. So I'm 63 years old. I grew up in North Carolina. Kevin's lives in North Carolina too.
Yeah.
That's another story. Yay! Yeah. And as a little girl, I was being prepared for what I do now. And I'm getting goosebumps, you guys. And a lot of you guys who experience that in your life, you'll be prepared. Things will happen. And what you think you're going to be doing when you're a little kid doesn't necessarily always turn out. And sometimes you're going to do 2 or 3, 4, 5 different things, by the time you're, a senior in your 60s or whatever. So when I was a little girl, I was fortunate to be blessed to have a wonderful family. My mama's parents were farmers, and that farm had been, my grandmama Lane that farm had been in the family for over 200 years. They actually even had horses in the smokehouse during the Civil War. Grandpa farmed with mules. I was picking beans and cantaloupe and watermelon stuff when I was a little kid. And then my dad's a commercial fisherman. So when I was 6 years old, I was threading needles. By the time I was 8, I was sewing or lining net, and learned how to shoot real early on. I was a tomboy too. So I learned all of these self-reliant type skills that was just normal way of life. If you lived in the country back then, it was just normal way of life. And as I grew up, I was a horse nut, got into horses, ended up becoming a horse trainer. And that's what took me out west. And I met my husband, Scott, swimming in the hot springs in August 19, well, no, actually it's April 1984. And he was a survivalist and a prepper. And I didn't know what a survivalist was back then. I mean, and he was hardcore at it too, and he was a backpacker and all this stuff, And so we only dated 4 months, got married, and the next year we started having our family. And it was really through Scott that my prepper journey or self-reliant journey took off, because he was retired or in the military at the time. And we've been married August 24th. This year we've been married 4 years. And Scott's retired military. We lived all over the U.S. and even in Germany. Our last daughter was born in Germany when the wall came down. It was super cool. And we were even raising rabbits when we lived in housing over in Germany for meat and whatnot. So, and we've owned 3 farms, lived in Kentucky, Texas, Colorado Springs, and of course, like I said, Germany. And now we're in Washington. That's his home state where he's originally from. And we ended up settling there. And then after he got out of the military, he went into law enforcement. So, and we homeschooled our kids. We're in a 4-H shooting group, and just all country, 100% country, even though sometimes the military had us living in town. But whenever we could, we owned property out in the country and raised our own livestock, did canning, all the kind of things to have healthy food and to be able to not have to be dependent on the grocery store all the time. And plus, we were eating healthier too, so that it had huge benefits and whatnot. So as time progressed, I think it was like 2015. Um, I got real interested. We had been teaching for 20 years, over 20 years, in at our church and our community, emergency preparedness, self-reliance, prepping, all those things you do if the power goes out, or there's a natural or disaster, or man-made disaster, or just pandemic, or just anything. Your spouse losing their income and you don't have the money to buy food and stuff that you need to do. So we really got into the prepping to the point where we had generators, solar power, all this kind of stuff. And we got invited at our church and then our community to teach other people. And so we were even took classes ourselves, and then we're teaching people how to suture on chicken thighs, which it's actually better to do it on pig's feet because they have skin like a human. But we couldn't get pig's feet here. If we were in North Carolina, we could have got pig's feet. We
Right.
couldn't
That's
get pig's
true.
feet here. So, just all kinds of stuff. And then Scott got into emergency communications, and we just keep getting asked. I'm getting goosebumps. We just keep getting asked to help people. And I got a problem with this. How you do that? And so we did all these courses and videos. We organized great big self-reliant fairs, emergency preparedness fairs. We taught at them. We had guests come in, and now we're being invited to teach other churches, organizations. And Scott owns two repeaters and is doing a ton of stuff with handheld radios, ham radios, and teaching people within like over an hour drive from us, a huge radius of people that he teaches. And so we each have our own strengths and weaknesses. But in 2015, I thought, okay, I want to take this. As we've been doing this for free and helping people, but how can I do this and have a little side hustle, a little income, and help people, and maybe even have other busy moms that would like to be able to stay at home, be able to make income, make money. And it's like,
Yes.
well, why not teach people about prepping and stuff
Yes.
like that? So, I ended up had a business partner, and we were doing another health relationship business, but it was with healthy prepping and massage because I was a massage instructor at that time. And it was at that time, after about 2 or 3 coaches, and it didn't quite pan out. I learned stuff, but it didn't quite pan out. That I found out about Russell Brunson and went to Funnel Hacking Live, and oh my Lord, that was it. Just opened up this whole new world to me, to how little old Joan, who was shy as heck in school, looked down at the floor, was scared to even face people, could help people. And it's always like, Kevin, for me, when I was a little girl, I used to dream about, I want to make a difference in the world. I want to help people. I want to serve people. And when the Lord calls me home, I want people to say, you know what? She was pretty darn awesome. She helped me. She did this, to be known for being compassionate, for helping other people, for truly making a difference and saving lives. And as Scott and I are on our journey of prepping, I realized, oh my Lord, there's a ton of people. They don't even have enough food where if they can make it for 2 weeks without going to the grocery store. If the power's shut off, they don't have water. There's just so many things, basic stuff they don't have. And I thought, and then I started getting all of this, praying about things and receiving inspiration for God. Joan, your mission in life, and I put you here, is to save lives. And you need to take what you've learned, continue to learn, and go share it. And that's how the Purple Mom came to be.
Amen. I know that's right. Wow. That's amazing. Well, that was powerful. That was really powerful. That's why I wanted you on here, because you know, it's like best kept secret. Your husband knows, your kids know, I know, and your community knows. But I that's powerful. I really I'm really so moved by that. How it almost, it I mean, it makes me think about legacy, it makes me think about what you were blessed to inherit from your parents, um, and how you're paying it forward. You were also talking about the families, like even the mothers that need the knowledge. Um, because the thing is, Joan, and you probably know this more because you really had more, growing up on farms. My grandparents were farmers, but you really lived a life more than I did. But um, you tell me how you feel, but this touches my heart. It makes me think about how um, ladies had so much knowledge. And I'm just saying, because I seen my mom do it, I seen my grandma do it, sewing, cooking, um, with the livestock. They knew how to, make the butter, you know, how to, kill the animals properly, make sure they're clean so the kids can eat it. This is so moving. I'm so moved by it. Um, so let me ask you this. I'm gonna try to stay focused here, but is that part of your vision? Maybe you can agree or disagree. I just want to brainstorm. But now you're saying this, I'm like, you know what? These ladies, these moms could potentially inherit something that might have skipped a generation because we're so industrialized and so domesticated. Is that kind of potentially one thing you're also aiming for?
Exactly, Kevin.
That
One of the things I was told is, you know, as
mm,
you're helping people go back into your life,
mm,
and as you're when you discovered, okay, so this is where I was at, this is the problems I was having, and then I solved them with help from other people. Now take that information and help other busy moms. So
mm,
that's my mission. I mean, I want to help families, but I want to help busy moms, busy millennial moms. I'll help anybody, but I feel like I'm being called to help busy millennial moms. They're raising the children, they're raising our next generation, our future. We worry about our children, we worry about our families and our kids and our neighbors and whatnot. And if we can be prepared and learn these skills and do it quickly, and Scott and I have a way for people to be able to get prepared really, really quick. It doesn't have to take you years to do all this. You can do it really, really quick. And we feel like that's the answer. And we also feel like, that it's we're in the latter days. If you read scriptures and stuff, and you see what's going on in the world, you need to be prepared. You just never know. And well, a lot of people, they'll say prepper, and they'll think, oh, the sky is falling, we're gonna all die, doomsday. Scott and I don't teach people that way. We teach you to be prepared so you shall not fear, and to
mm.
not be afraid. There's no need to be afraid. Just start getting your stuff, do what you can, follow our guidelines. We have courses and programs, and Kevin, I believe at the end is going to share with you a link to our website where you can get our free newsletter. We got free stuff for you, and I was inspired right before I got on this surprise with Kevin.
Okay.
Um, when you get our email or whatnot, we're going to have you use a code Kevin M, and you're going to get something especially
Mm,
free in
cool.
addition because of Kevin. So
Thank you,
I want to
Joan.
toot his horn. He's an awesome dude, you guys. I'm not kidding you.
Oh, thank you, bless. This is
That's
so
another
humble.
podcast how we met. I'm not kidding you. You got to
Thank
ask
you.
him sometime. How'd you meet? What happened at Funnel Hacking Live? Ask him that sometime, you
Oh,
guys.
oh, well, look, you got me thinking now. What was the first year? What was the first year you went to Funnel Hackett Live? Was it 2021 or when was it?
I went in I it was in Nashville.
Oh, you
It
went
was
to that.
in
Okay, I
Nashville.
didn't go to that one.
So
Okay.
I want to say that's
It was
17,
before
18.
Florida. Okay.
Yeah, it was before Florida.
Okay.
And then can I share a story about you and me in Florida?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, you
Florida
guys. So
stories are
so
awesome.
this is funny. We've been talking on the phone, and back and forth online, but never in person. And so I recognize his voice real well because we've been talking several years, I guess it had been.
Yeah.
And and we're in this huge convention, you guys, in Florida, Orlando, Florida, Funnel Hacking Live, 2000, was it 2019?
I think it was 21.
2020?
The
20,
first one I
okay,
went to was
20.
21. Yeah.
And so anyway, we're time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
So we're in Florida, 5,000 people in this huge convention center, you guys, and
5,000.
I'm just excited, and
Yeah.
everybody whoop whoop, we're all
Yeah.
excited, and I hear this southern voice, gentleman's voice behind me, and I turn, hey, Kevin, I think I jumped up and hugged him, and everybody was
Yeah.
on the road, they're all laughing and stuff. But anyway, he's a neat guy. I highly recommend his podcast, and any help you can get from Kevin, he'll really
Thank
he'll
you,
really help.
Joan. Thank you, Joan.
But yeah, and he's guided me, and we all need friends. As you're going on this journey of life, you need friends to support and help one another. And when it comes to prepping and self-reliance, you can't, the lone wolf ain't gonna make it. You
Mm-hmm.
need, you think you're gonna just take a gun and a backpack and go to the mountains when there's 3 foot of snow outside and by yourself. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What some people, there's so much misinformation out there, you guys. Sometimes I just shake my head, you
Mm-hmm.
know, at it. And, with Scott's military and law enforcement background and my background, we just realize there's a lot of stuff that's being told that's misinformation. There's a lot of equipment, especially backpacks. That's one thing I have really bugs the heck out of me. Selling little teeny backpacks like something that a kid has in school, and they're selling them in Utah in cold weather. They won't survive the first 24 hours if it's freezing or below freezing. There's not even room for cold weather gear, and that's just your very basic stuff. So, and people don't practice. Like in the military, the Boy Scouts and whatnot, you practice, you get your stuff together, you drill, so that's second nature. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, can I share a story real quick about a
Yes,
family?
please. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay, so this is an example when you don't do drills, when you don't prepare. It's like your family, like at school. When your kids are little, or you were little in school or whatnot, and they do the fire drill. Fire alarm goes off, everybody goes outside to practice. So if in the event if there ever is a real fire, you know what you do. People don't panic. They know what to do. They go outside and they're okay. Same thing if a tornado. In areas where there's tornadoes, the kids are taught to get underneath their desk, that type of thing. So you mentally, that it's, a lot of preparedness, a lot of everything is what's between the eyeballs or the ears, you guys. You
Mm-hmm.
need to prepare. You need to practice. So it's second nature. So the reason why I'm telling you is leading up to this, I know of a family, and they have a huge family, and they're like an hour north of me, and we're in eastern Washington, and we have a lot of problems with forest fires in the area where we live. It's like not as bad as California, but we do have a lot of forest fires. And we're real rural where we lived, and all around us is just farms and then lots of wooded area and forest and whatnot. And anyway, this family, they had their 72-hour kit, so they were all prepared. If they had to leave their house in any emergency or whatnot, whatever the reason was, they had food, water, their medicine, clothing, change of clothing, socks, handheld radio. They had all the things that they would need to survive for 72 hours. And they had taken time to put all the clothes in the backpack and be 100% prepared. And in the spring, they take their winter clothes out and put summer clothes or warmer weather clothes. And then in the fall, you put your winter clothes in, take your summer clothes out. And where we live, we do layering of clothes too.
I see.
And so anyway, and then if you gain a lot of weight, or it's a kid and they're getting bigger, you got to put bigger jeans, bigger shirts and
Right.
stuff like that,
Right.
for bigger shoes, and you have all this stuff. And they had all their 72-hour kits. I mean, big backpacks, hanging on hooks in their garage. And their plan was that if or when something happened, they would just grab them, jump in the car, and take off. So this was several years ago. We were having these fires, and they were getting close to them, and they were being warned, okay, get ready. Oh, you're okay. Then a day or two later, oh, they're coming up again. The winds change. Get ready. Oh, you're okay. And then finally, it's like evacuation. I think it was level 3, whatever. That means get the heck out right now. The fire's within a quarter mile or super close to you. So what did they do? They run outside. Everybody got in the car. They didn't forget anybody, like Home Alone. They didn't forget anybody, but they get away from the house. And what did they leave? Their 72-hour kits in the
Kids.
garage. They
Oh no.
didn't practice, guys, and that's something super simple. That's something
Mhm.
super simple. And Scott, we made videos. We have all kinds of videos. I have videos on grandma backpacks for grandchildren, get home bags. Like if you're at work and something happens, the power grid goes down or something major happens, big tractor trailer full of something toxic turns over and the, the roads are closed, or a train, something happens, derails or whatnot. You can't use your car, you can't go that route or whatever. How you can get home. That's a get home bag. And then there's the inch bag, in case I'm not coming home. Inch. That's the acronym for
I
that.
see. I
And there's
see. Nice.
there's all kinds of stuff. So anyway, in other words, be prepared. If you're prepared, you shall not fear. And that's what we teach people in a nutshell. So you can have peace of mind. That's my main thing. Help busy moms so their life can be a lot easier. They are secure in everything that they need, and if it's personal firearm security, we teach that too, and home security, all that kind of stuff. Even buying a secondary property, if you're in town and you don't feel comfortable where you're at, or you want somewhere where you can have gardens, raise some chickens, rabbits, whatnot, do some stuff, and have more privacy, and be able to actually. A lot of people are planning it. They're having family members. Get campers, or they're buying cabins and putting them on the property, so that in the event the family wants to or needs to, whether it's vacation or it's permanent or long term or whatever, they've got a secondary place. So we're working with real estate agents and got a program going where they can help find properties for them. Even if you one of the realtors is going to actually be flying her clients in with a helicopter to, it's more,
Wow.
4 5 million, $12 million properties down in
Okay.
Idaho. So
That's
so
amazing.
anyway,
But
we got a lot of irons in the fire.
I see. I see. I have a question. So are you considering, just so the audience would know, are you considering possibly having a way for like mothers under you that want to also teach? Maybe at some point down the road, they'll be able to become a teacher under you, or
Exactly. And I already reached out to a few women just to do like a beta group and ask them questions. And so one of them's a widow. She actually just lost her husband. He's younger too. Um, Passed away, and she's working massive amount of hours, and she loves prepping and self-reliance. And I thought, oh my gosh, I can not only help busy moms be able to be prepared, but it can help them financially, because we can't do it on our own. One person is not. Well, I need an army. I need an army of people.
yeah.
So, and we're getting ready to put up a whole bunch of free little mini courses where it's not a waste of your time. You're getting free PDFs, free videos. I mean, this is stuff that we took 40 or more years how to learn some of it, and share it with you for free. And then we have different courses, and some of it be free, some be paid, and then we have our concierge program where we fly into you in 2 weeks. You have everything you need to
Mm.
have all of your supplies and stuff. You can. So there's lots of different options for whatever someone's individual needs are and what they want. We just personalize each person and help them work with them.
That's so powerful. I knew that you would be able to go into detail and where my audience could understand. And you covered a lot of things that I was potentially going to ask. Um, Let me ask you this: um, what when you started studying with Russell Brunson and in the marketing community, I think part of the reason why I want to do this podcast is because I know I have friends and dear people that are passionate about what they do. They're going to make an impact on the community, but they are a little they're not very comfortable with marketing, or or the financial part. Well, we'll focus on the marketing because that is potentially financial. Um, did you do you recall that you had any limiting beliefs about the technology or the marketing when you first started studying with Russell and people like that? Because I think like if people knew they weren't alone, it would they would get some courage, and it would be inspiring if they knew that you weren't always, Wonder Woman super prepper mom. So
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet, you Kevin. Yeah. Oh my Lord, are you kidding me? There are so many things. Kevin's had to. He has helped me. I call and ask him, and I felt so stupid sometimes asking him techie questions, and he knew it, the answer just like that. So yeah, there's a huge learning curve. Are you kidding me? My 10-year-old grandson knows how to do a lot more stuff online than I do. So, but I took a ton of courses, different
yeah,
courses from different mentors, and yeah, there was a lot of like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? I don't know how to do Zoom. What is Zoom? There. How do you turn it on?
yeah,
I mean, when I did Facebook Lives, right at first, I know there was the first two or three that I did, I couldn't even push the daggone button. I was so nervous,
yeah,
and just scared it. And the thing of it is like Steve Larson would say, it's going to take a year for you to find your voice. And the thing of it is, when you first start, there's not that many people listen to you anyway. So just don't
yeah,
worry. Just do it. You're going to make mistakes. That's okay. The biggest thing I ever learned from Steve Larson, he was Russell Brunson's head funnel builder when he first started.
he's
And
definitely one of my heroes. I didn't mean to cut you off. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, and um, he says we are problem solvers. You
Hmm.
guys think about that. We are problem solvers. So think of it as I'm getting goosebumps. Oh my gosh. Okay, so anytime there's a problem, welcome it and solve the sucker. And the more of them that you solve, the more your confidence will grow, the more you will grow as a person and individual, the more confidence you'll get. Do we make mistakes? Shoot, yeah. Are you going to make some really big mistakes? Shoot, yeah, that's okay. So what? Pull your britches up and get going. Your little girl panties up and get going. Don't, or buy your suspenders. Don't let it bother you. Yeah, you're going to make
Yeah.
mistakes, and that's okay. And it's like, okay, after you've done 100 mistakes, you're on your way. So you make mistake one, that's one. Make
Mhm.
make mistake two, that's two. Okay, I got 98 more to go. Just
Yeah.
keep going. The
Yeah.
the only reason why you will not succeed is if you quit.
Yes. Right on.
Serious.
Right on.
Serious. So do it. Don't let the monkey mind. That's what my massage mentor taught me. Um, don't don't listen to this. Listen to what's in the heart. One of the things I tell people about prepping is it's not all about getting supplies. One of the biggest things that you can do, and I'm going to encourage you this, whether you believe in God or not, your higher being, source, whoever you look to, I believe in God. So for me personally, you do what you need to do in your life. But for me, I pray about something, and the still small voice will tell me to do something, and then I know it's right, and I listen to that. And I'll tell you, when you're doing what your mission is in life, and you've been told to do it, that little dude with the horns is going to come sit on your shoulder. No, you can't do it. Nobody's going to listen to you. Why would they listen to you? You're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
In anything you have, like I have a speech problem. Used to worry me to death because I don't always pronounce things just correctly,
Mm-hmm.
especially when I get nervous, you
Mm-hmm.
know, but you'll overcome it. You'll overcome it. And the thing with prepping and self reliance, I keep going back to that, you guys,
Mm-hmm.
is one of the most important things is to spiritually be in tune, in my opinion, be in tune with the Lord so that you can receive inspiration to know what to do for your family personally. Because there's no one fits all
Mm-hmm.
for prepping and self-reliance. Every family is different. Some of you have people that have family members that are diabetic, type 2, type 1 diabetic. I mean, that's a whole different ballgame. Some people, you've got elderly people in wheelchairs or on oxygen machines. That's a whole other different thing. We teach you that, though.
Mm.
how to manage with all that. So yeah, don't you're gonna have that happen no matter what you do, but don't listen to it. Don't
Yeah,
listen to it.
that's
Serious.
good. I tell you, I think a lot of people in the audience will find comfort that you did mention God, because a lot of good people, and I would argue that a lot of good mothers, um, they they may be in an environment where they can talk about it, or maybe not.
Mhm.
So just the fact that they know that if they're, learning with you and Scott, like, okay, yes, we can talk about God, we can talk about prayer, and because a lot of people know that they need they need self-reliance, they need community, but they also need God. So
Exactly.
I always tell people, this doesn't always come up on our podcast, but I always tell people to please share how they feel in that regard, because at the end of the day, you know, I was telling one of my friends, uh, that a good friend, like a funnel hacker type friend or whatnot, and I told her, I said, um, crazy as it sounds, I hadn't. This is real silly. I hadn't eaten an apple. She said, "What are you grateful for today?" I said, "I ate an apple. I can't remember the last time I ate one." And it wasn't that it was like a super healthy organic thing, but I just thought about. I told her, I said, "I'm so grateful I ate that apple. I'm so grateful that on Earth we have been given, you know, this food and trees and ways for us to eat." So the prepping thing to me, it's going to remind us to be in tune with our environment. Like you said, not living in fear, because we do have the outside noise like news media, whatnot. But so hopefully that makes sense. But I think I can hear the gratitude in your voice throughout the whole, this whole discussion. So um, we definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate it. Because people sometimes they feel alone. They feel like they don't have the knowledge they need, and I'm so thankful that you were able to share it. So I do have a somewhat of a formal question, but I know it'll be just fine. But I like to always ask my guests, like, because I know that your training is advanced, but let's say for the novice like mom, um, maybe low budget, whatever. Um, and I like to say 3 steps, because you know how it is. You don't want your framework to have like 10 steps. And obviously, this is not written in stone, but if they wanted to get started with just 3 basic things, whether it be mindset, action, whatever choice, what if you could make 3 steps for them, the audience that are curious, what do you think they should do for starters?
That's an excellent question, Kevin. There are three real important steps
Okay.
that you need to do. The first thing is you need to evaluate where you live. What's the potential hazards, so you know what the heck you need to be preparing for.
Mm,
Somebody that lives in Texas, it's a warmer climate. It's a whole lot different than like me living here in Washington State, or if you live in Alaska. I mean, you're you're 72-hour kit, your stores and stuff are going to be a whole lot different depending on where you live. What's the potential hazards? Do you live in town? Do you live somewhere where there's tornadoes? Are there hurricanes? I grew up in North Carolina. It's hurricanes all the time.
mm,
There, we grew up on the coast. I mean, what do you need to be prepared for? Do you live like in Western Washington? There have avalanches a whole lot. There's certain areas of the country you have flooding. So
mm.
there's all these things, and we have a list, and we'll give that to you. Anybody that does Kevin you do use that secret code, and I'll give you these three things that you. So I actually have a PDF that you fill out. It's fillable, and it goes through all the different potential hazards that we could possibly think of. Trust me. And then you put in there, okay, so this is the one or two, three hazards or whatever. Then what supplies do I need? What do I need to make it through that hazard in the event it has? Okay,
Mm.
then the next list is, do I have those items? And if you do, you check that off. If
Mm.
not, the next list is, where am I going to that you're going to buy those items, and you set a goal, the time limit. I'm going to buy this within the next week, the next month, the next 6 months, whatever your budget is. You go just as slow or just as fast as you want. So that's the very first thing, is seeing what potential hazards you have. Then we like to have you go um, through, like, it's a quiz, it's a questionnaire. What level am I? There's step one, where you don't have hardly anything, don't know anything, have never done CPR, first aid, don't have any water stored at all the way
Mm.
up to five, where you're totally squared away, as they say in the Army. So
Mm.
that would be second. That would be your second step. And then you once you know those items, then you make a plan, and we
Mm.
have a portfolio for you. And so, Kevin, we're going to give that to them for free too. Is the portfolio? Do you fill it out with all your personal information? It ends up being a grab and go folder that you can take if you have to leave your home and whatnot, and it has all the information that you need: your
Mm.
shot records, your medical records, your animals, their names, their shot records, all that kind of stuff. All of your children, has a picture of them, their medical information, blah blah blah. You can even put your wills in there and all that kind of stuff. So you need, if you don't have a plan, you're planning to fail.
Mm.
So you need to make sure that you have a plan. So that's the next thing, is to have a plan, and you take it in baby steps and go just as slow or as fast as you want. So whether you're a total beginner, intermediate, or advanced, you can do our program. We've made it because we have people, total beginners, people just get married. We have single moms, divorced moms. We have people with children, without children. And we've been doing this for over 20 some years. So we know the problems that have come up and what we can do to make your life easier. And then you need to execute it. You got your plan, what you plan on doing. Then you schedule, or am I going to do this? Am I going to get all this done in 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or a year? So our goal is for everybody, for them to be prepared in a year. But you can do it as quick as 2 weeks. And a lot of that depends on your pocketbook too. But we have everything, a complete system to do that. So yeah, whether you're a beginner or whatnot, we've worked with so many people you wouldn't believe. We have a chicken plucker. You don't know what that is? It looks like a washing tub.
Mhm.
You scald the chicken after you cut their heads off, and
Mhm.
uh, and throw them and stick them in boiling water for X amount of seconds. Then you throw them in the chicken plucker. Water's going into it. It spins around. And it's got these rubber fingers all on it. The feathers just start going all over the place and coming out
Mhm.
the bottom. You take that rascal off, and you got tables going, and you got two or three people that are gutting the chickens, and cutting the legs off and whatnot, and then you go put them in cold water. So we just had someone return chicken plucker that we had owned. We loaned it to them, that have never done that before, and that saves a lot of time. So we've got, I think it's 34 chickens we're getting ready to process the end of this month.
Wow. Wow. So I
So
got I got a couple things. I want the audience to know, what encouragement would you give, like, we can just say moms because we know that's part of your main part of your audience, but what encouragement would you give them to at least make a small investment in their betterment, such as taking a course with you, if in the back of their mind they're like, oh, my budget, but this investment will better their life possibly. What would you say to maybe help them be encouraged to give it a try?
that's a great question, Kevin. So one of the things is a lot of people, they'll say, I can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I feel. You can't afford not to.
Mm.
If you can go on vacation, if you have extra money where you can go to Disneyland, or
Mhm.
you can go camping for the weekend, or you can go out for dinner, you
Mhm.
you can make it work. We can show you how to make it work. And just think about it. How important it is, your family. How
Mhm.
important they are. I mean, we have life insurance in case you die. You have medical insurance in case you get hurt. What do you have? What do you have if there's a major emergency, a pandemic,
Right.
anything like that, a man-made or natural disaster that you have no control over
Mhm.
whatsoever at all? What are you going to do? And,
Mhm.
and I mean, it's up to you. But I'm telling you what, it's peace of mind. If you want peace of mind, buddy, you'll do it, and you'll find a way to do it. Whether it's not working an extra shift, selling stuff you have, helping somebody. Kevin can help you with that. If money is, don't let money stop you, sweetheart. Don't let money stop you, because
I
there's
think
ways, and we can show you. There's ways to get it done.
I think that was powerful because um I think that would hit people really at home because even talking to some of my family members, and you have passing and funerals and people to talk about, like, well, life insurance for the funeral, but like you said, you know we have, even just in the US, we've endured earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, floods. And so I think that is a wonderful thing that you and Scott are bringing that to the community. Um, and one more thing I want to ask you, if you don't mind. Um, uh, well, you know what? I feel like you kind of touched on it with that last point, but what's a good way for people to reach you online? And any socials or any website, whatever you want. And when I publish this, I will make sure I put it in that description.
So the best place right now is to go to my website, www.thepreppermom.com, and go ahead on that homepage and subscribe to the free newsletter. Then you'll start getting all this information and whatnot. And if you correspond with me, I have the email in the newsletter. If you correspond with me, and then give me Kevin's code or whatever, you're going to get a whole. I'm going to give you free stuff. So, but if you say Kevin M, you're going to get even more free stuff, and you
Okay.
get information. I also have a podcast. Our newsletter is our free and paid newsletter is prepping the number 4 life, because we believe that you're prepping to survive, but it's also a way of life. It's not some drastic thing that you do overnight. Oh, I'm a prepper. I've been saved. Now I'm a prepper. It's
Yeah.
not that. It's a way of life. It's a way to bring peace of mind. I'm the prepper mom. I'm a prepper mom. I'm a prepper. I'm into self-reliance, emergency preparedness. I'm not a kook. I just want to be prepared. I want to have healthy food. A lot of
Yeah.
the food in the grocery stores, that's another thing that I go into real heavy, because I've had some cancer scares over my life, and I've lost a lot of family members because they
Hmm.
did not eat correctly. So having healthy long-term food stores, rotate your food stores, and also in the event something happens, how are you going to replenish that food? We've done aquaponics experiments in our home. We've done so many different things and have so much help and ideas for you, things you will never have thought of. And we're more than happy to help you. And you can email us. The main thing is just go to the website, thepreppermom.com, and just join that newsletter. And once you do that, you'll have access to the email, ask questions. You'll find out about upcoming retreats, upcoming workshops. We're going to have things where people fly in and do events, and we have special guests and whatnot. And we're going to start. Our goal is to have prepper ready ranches all over the United States, have riding programs for
Hmm.
combat vets and those with
Yeah.
PTSD, and also to help these poor children that are sex slaves, that are being rescued by
Mm.
Tim Ballard and some of these other really wonderful individuals. So we have a lot of big plans. my husband and both my sons are combat vets, and both my boys have PTSD, and um, we're losing 20
God bless them
some.
for that service. Thank
Yeah,
you.
we're losing 20 some vets a day. My oldest son has lost 6 buddies since he's been home from Iraq. And so we want to do something to stop that, help with the children and adult women and males too that are being sex trafficked, and then also any of our awesome veterans, combat veterans, or veterans that have PTSD. It helped me. I mean, there's a lot of scars, you guys, that are not visible, and trust me. Um,
Mm.
I have a son living with me that has night terrors still, and it's not a good thing. So I don't like to be negative. I'm a very positive person, whatnot. But anyway, reach out to us. We love you. We want to help you and your family any way we can. I love to help people. I always have. Ever since I was little, I've loved to help people, and come from a huge family, lots of cousins and whatnot.
Yeah.
So you know, any way that I can help you, me and Scott, we're more than happy to help you. But that website's the best way right now to reach us. And then once you go to the website, you'll see the Facebook page, the Prepper Mom. I have some other Facebook channel, and then the Prepper Mom YouTube channel. Look there. There's some cool videos in there, and we get ready to add a whole bunch more really good videos, good quality videos. Because I've learned, because I'm still studying. So keep
That's
on
right.
prepping.
Thank you so much, Joan. I tell you what, I hope that, and I pray that you'll be a recurring guest, on the show. There's so much more I'm going to ask you, but I think you touched on so many good things, and we'll make sure that the links are below. And thank you so much for coming. Appreciate
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Yeah, I'm happy to do part two sometime. I want to interview you too. So
I'm
yeah,
down
this was
for it.
fun. This was fun. And everybody listen to this. God bless you. Listen to that inner voice. Please reach out if you need any help. And there's no stupid questions. If you don't ask it, you won't get it answered, you know? And it's okay. And just you it's just like a plane taking off. It takes a whole lot of energy to get that rascal off the ground, but once it's off the ground, buddy, it's gone. And
Mhm,
that's we're tickled pink and proud and
mhm.
honored to help you, and honored that Kevin had me on today to be able to share this important message with you. So God bless you and your family. God bless America, and keep on prepping. And thank you,
Thank,
Kevin.
thank you, John. You know what? You read my mind. Your last message was exactly what was needed, and so thank you for blessing us by being here. And you take care, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, hon. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah, take care. Thanks for tuning in. If you found value in today's episode and want to dive deeper, head over to www.noevolveproceed.com/free. You'll find a free offer and plenty of resources to help you on your journey. Don't forget to click the link below to grab your free resource and hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Don't miss out. Check it out now.